like the big twist in Knights of the Old Republic, if you want that to stay a secret, in my head, right? Like most people that love that story aren't going to be they are very careful not to throw around the fact that
Watching your mouth move, damn you look stupid. No filter, I got no filter. No filter, I got no filter. No filter, I got no filter. No filter, I got no filter.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Fat Guys React. I'm Fish.
I'm Optimal Prime.
And today we're watching the OVA that we skipped. The
Yay!
rescue training OVA.
It's not our fault. It's Crunchyroll's fault.
Yeah, I don't know why they don't have it. So we found it. We're going to watch it. It's in Japanese, so no dub for this one. But that's okay. We can read, so it'll work. I have not seen this before. This is the one time that I can say that. I've not seen any of the OVAs. I don't know anything about this. The only thing I know is that apparently this takes place in between season 1 and season 2, and they go back to the USJ to actually do the training that they were there for in the first place. So, yeah, it should be cool.
I thought it took place in between episodes of season 2, but I could be wrong.
I mean, if the first episode of season 2, it's our schedule has been so weird. So I can't remember really what happens in the first episode of season 2. I know they announced the sports festival.
It's like immediately after season 1. Right?
Yeah, but I think some of it's like immediately after, and then there's and then they get back to school and they're like, oh, and sports festival. Like I think there's some wrap up there right afterwards.
Okay.
But there was like a whole episode after the fight between Nomu and All Might that kind of wrapped everything up too, where the teachers came and then they left and then they talked. So I don't know. There's not that much time in between the two seasons, anyways.
So we're not doing ourselves a huge disservice by watching it now, is what you're saying?
I don't think so. I hope not. I haven't seen it. I don't know.
We'll find out.
They probably ruin everything. It probably would have built everything up so much better if we had waited or not waited. I don't freaking know.
If we had done it right away, is what you're trying to say.
But yeah. So we found it. We're watching it. Do you have? There's like no predictions to make on an OVA.
If you ask me about predictions, I'm going to reach through the screen and slap you. I have no clue. I don't know. I have no predictions.
Yeah. My prediction is they're going to rescue some people, just based on the title.
They're probably going to do some rescue training.
They're going to do some rescue training
for sure. So.
All right.
Excited.
Yeah.
Also, these are the same voice actors who do the normal subbed, right?
Well. Yes.
It's going to be interesting to see specifically what the subbed voices sound like. Because we've only done dubbed. And I'm curious to hear, because a lot of times I prefer, if I was watching this myself, I'd probably watch subbed unless someone said dubbed is a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm curious to see if we like the voices better. So I'm interested. Have you ever watched any subbed?
No, I haven't. Not of this. No.
Of this, yeah.
No.
Okay, cool. So we're both going to be on the same page.
I'm hoping All Might still sounds powerful. I'm also hoping Deku sounds less whiny. But I don't know, because in the Japanese versions of Dragon Ball Z, Goku is a woman and screaming.
That seems to be more commonplace in shonen, is that they're often played by women, and at least in Japanese. And honestly, in the English dubs too, usually Goku's the exception, right?
Well, yeah,
I guess
but Goku's
not either, right?
No, he's not. And Goku's also not a child. Like Naruto,
so when
he
Naruto
was a child,
started.
Yeah, I think Goku as a child was voiced by a female, and Naruto obviously was a child when or a young teen when he started. So
Luffy as well. I will say that's one thing I think that's actually one reason why I prefer the subbed of One Piece over the dubbed, is because I think Luffy's voice is a lot funnier. I think his moments in Usopp, I think Usopp's a lot funnier in subbed because they just feel more dramatic and in a like goofy way. That's not at all what we're talking about. We've been recording for like 40 minutes.
It's been 30 minutes plus the setup time. So yeah, you ready to get into it?
Let's do it.
All right. So I'm going to say 3, 2, 1.
All right.
So 3, 2, 1, click. All right. This is what I'm going to do.
Okay.
So, all right. 3, 2, 1, click.
ヴィラン連合による USJ 襲撃事件についてのご報告。
funny, you can see a
ヴィラン連合
completely
側の
different
個性
visual
によっ
quality.
て生徒
Yeah, that
各
is
学年の
interesting.
施設に分断。担当教師であった相沢と13
Getting a nice recap in case you forgot
主犯格である
that all of this happened in the most exciting episodes of the season.
Right. The most impactful episodes you've seen so far.
Yeah.
初犯のジュマイトが
That
戦闘に
fight
参
was
加し
so good though.
負傷しつつも脳無を撃退したことで形勢が逆割れかねない
Yeah, they're lucky nobody died.
For
遺
real.
憾であると言わざるを得ません。ご迷惑をおかけいたしますが何卒ご理解とご協力を
So is this like a letter to the...
I was just thinking that too.
遊泳高校
So who would be...
1
Oh,
年 A 組担任
I thought it sounded
okay.
like
That's
Aizawa.
Aizawa,
That
okay.
made a lot of sense.
I was like, is this the principal's voice in the...
僕たち1年 A 組は再び遊泳高校訓練
It's
施設
interesting the subtitles have different
USJ に来
colors.
ていた
Well, and what else is interesting is I'm not gonna know people by voice alone.
Yeah, that's pretty tough.
13号先生と相沢先生とあとオールマイトが見てくれるはずでしたけどオールマイトは
知らん ほっとけ
Midoriya's
あの
voice is
男
pretty much the Japanese equivalent.
Right.
オールマイトと相沢先生なん
Not
か
a
あっ
huge
たのか
difference.
としまして登山客3名が誤ってこの激しく打ちつけ意識不明もう2名は足を骨折し動
We'll
け
be
ず
very
救助要
worried.
請という形です
2名はよく骨折ですならおい
Wow.
雷君何を悠長なことを
Those voices sound...
期待なんだぞ大丈夫ですか安心してく
They
ださい
sounded very similar to their English ones. I could tell which one
I
was
was
saying
actually
what.
just thinking that too. I knew exactly who each one was. Sounds like the voice actor that does Chopper.
オールマイトにもらったこの力
じゃあ怪我人役はランダムで決めたこの3人です
助けられる方か
That's funny.
全力で怪我するぞ2人とも
怪我のふりね
Best to begin.
よしそれじゃあまず
助けにならんのだ
アニメフェスタだからよ爆豪ちゃん
スーちゃんやめとこ谷そのものをなくしまえば問題ね
正気ですか考えなしじゃないけど
I can't tell if the animation's also kind of a little bit downgraded for
馬
this.
力システムを作る
It's like there's a lot of just people standing.
改造はとこ
皆さん安心してください今すぐ向かいます
早く来んだ来んだ
要結束これが第一です今日でパニックを起こす方も少なくないと聞きますのです
Probably a good call.
こんな訓練真剣に取り組まずに何が訓練ですかああ
Okay.
クズかよ
That's I feel like one of the worst shots we've seen so far.
Yeah.
もう大丈夫だ助かるぞ俺たちみんな助かるんだ
She's just laughing.
意識不明の裏中から引き上げ案ずるな
Cool.
俺は常に二人だ
Is that his stand?
It is his stand.
大丈夫だな
It's called...
ダークシャドウ裏中
Well, it's called Dark Shadow.
Dark
But
Shadow?
早くしろ
Nice try.
I was trying to make up like a card name.
たまま上昇だ
Or like a...
ぶつけるなよ
Yeah, like a tarot card name. Because that's what they all are in
Oh,
at
okay.
least JoJo 3.
奴の進化はこのような雑
I
な
haven't gotten far enough in
高
JoJo
所
3 to
の
know
範囲と
that.
機微にある
Really?
I'd like to name your stand before we go.
Huh? Name it.
With the tarot, the cards of fate. Dark Platinum!
Yeah, I barely watched any of JoJo 3.
Oh.
どこでも助けられる超かっこい
It wasn't intentional. I just kind of stopped watching it and never came back
For
to it.
some reason, I thought you had finished it, so I guess I'll try not to spoil that. He's not even my favorite JoJo.
Who's your favorite JoJo? Is it the second one?
It's the second one.
何を笑っています
He's my favorite too.
国にしてはとても効率の
What are
良
you
い
supposed to do if
仕
you
事です
if what you do is explode though?
あるべき姿だ
あやがうっせんでだ
自身の個性が貢献できないと判断した場合それは正しい
Oh, okay.
になると思いますよ
いやー素敵にはならんでしょうね
Oh, sick burn.
後で殺すあの醤油顔
I
I
feel
don't
like
even know who
the...
that guy is.
This is the, yeah, I feel like the laser naval guy should have been the one saying that. Like, that's kind of his
ちょっと怖いかもしれないけど
his whole
Oh
deal.
yeah, he'll never be beautiful.
Yeah.
いいろ
That's smart.
任せて裏中いいぞ
To drop her right back down the canyon.
緑谷ちゃん早く下ろしてあんとの戦いでもありますまだまだ改善の
Battle
余地が
scenarios.
皆さんにはありました
まだ授業は続くぞ。
His voice sounds familiar.
ゴール前でビビるやつにストライカーの資格はねえぞ。才能ねえよ、お前。
I was gonna say they really captured like the spirit of each character for the sub and the dub.
True.
There aren't too many that you're like, oh, this feels like this character feels different now. with a different
Yeah,
voice.
and I feel dubs are really good at that now. Like I feel like this is off topic, but the guy that does the voice in Solo Leveling changes his voice like halfway through the anime because of the way the character changes, and it's fantastic.
I still haven't watched Solo Leveling yet.
I just got the first book and bought it for cheap the other day. I've read like a bunch of them now, but I'm trying to get somebody into it, so I bought it to get to them. His costume looks too much like a baby in a diaper. I don't
The
get
diaper, yeah, I didn't think that before because I never really paid that much attention to him. But earlier in the episode when he was kneeling down, I was like, dude, that does look like a diaper.
It. Yeah,
It's an interesting power for sure.
it is. It's very unique.
It's the personality traits I think are the problems.
Oh, we getting a little.
Nice, which is good
Background.
considering what we're about to get some from him too.
お前は俺の最高傑作なのだから
Okay, so I guess one thing we would have gotten from watching this before the first 2 episodes of season 2 would be to know that like right away.
Yeah.
思い通り
Which we already kind of knew right away though, anyways.
I mean, yeah.
マジで誰だかぶりに暴れるかちゃんと隠れてたのか
Okay. So, look, I don't want to crap on this, like, right away. I don't get how they would, like... They beat all these villains,
Yes.
and then they're like, alright, time to go do classes in this place again, without, like, totally making sure that it's cleared out.
Yeah, no kidding.
Hey, see, that's cool.
That is. Once again, I'm not saying his powers don't have really cool practical effects. I'm just saying that he's a goofy character.
Yeah, you gotta be careful when
like the
climbing up
progress.
that, though, so you don't hit the bottom of it and you just get stuck to it.
And now you're stuck to the stair. Yeah.
京香ちゃん
隠れてたってこと？
そんなまさか轟か
Oh, dang.
クラスで
It's
一番強
massive.
いのが。
だから早く先生ヴィランの残党が
なんてこった。俺たちはまだ怪我で戦える体じゃない。
Oh.
では逃げてください正面出口まで早く
Probably not what they were expecting him to say.
しないさ全員まとめて
The way he said that, too,
Makes you think that it's not real.
kinda. I mean, they mentioned
Yeah,
combat...
that's-
They mentioned combat simulations or something like that. So, like... I don't know, I assumed that would mean that they're actually fighting some... Whoa.
どんだけだよこんなやつが
I mean, that would be kind of a cool twist if we got there and it's like, it was like All Might or something.
は亀になったな
Yeah.
一人たりと
Look how big he is. And we don't know All Might's voice voice. So
That's
it
true, that
honestly
makes it
could mean
tough.
We would never know.
Yeah.
That'd actually be kind of perfect.
Ooh, that was
wouldn't
cool.
it?
Yeah, that would be. There's also... I mean, he's got the...
Oh, the
hair
no,
spikies.
Dude, I think it is. I think it's All Might.
完全に見切られておいてよく言えたもんだ
気象はどうあれ
Oh,
ちゃ
wow.
んは考えない人じゃない。
ってのはねえんじゃねえのか
1年 A 組20人。
一応全員ヒーロー志望なんだけど
Looks like we're gonna get to see a little bit of everybody doing something. That's fun.
Don't want to know who that one guy is who I've never seen before. This guy. Oh, he's the tape guy?
He's the tape guy.
I'm just bad.
That reminds me of Naruto a little bit.
Almighty push.
Just destroying the Leaf Village.
Did you say the All Might push?
The All Might push. That it is cool how well he moves now.
Yeah. Yeah, this is already an improvement we're seeing from season 1.
浦中さん
On like his movement specifically.
僕に考えがある
Do you think Icy Hot's actually unconscious, or do you think if it is All Might, do you think he's faking?
He might be faking, I don't know. Because it would be wild, if it is All Might, it would be wild that he like knocks a kid unconscious.
I know your endeavors, son. I'm getting rid of you.
Oh, nice. What did he just shoot?
He just he flicked his finger and used the force. So like when he threw the ball.
The force.
Yeah.
Of the foot. Okay.
Yeah.
It looked like a laser bolt. I was like, what? When did he get those powers?
Nice.
Nice.
That's great.
That's cool.
作戦を瞬時に理解し最大級の爆発でヴィランを吹き飛ばした
Oh, he's giving him more credit than
や
I
っぱ
did.
り君はすごい人だ
I just figured he was just like, I'm gonna blast him! And just blast him, and Midoriya knew where he was going to blast him.
Well, apparently he actually followed Deku's plan, which is interesting.
私が来てたオールマイト言うなんかすいませんでした
It is wild how much he was probably holding back that whole time then.
サプライズ前にヴィランの襲撃を受けたばかり
That's a fair argument.
彼らはあの襲撃を事故だと思っている。
So what do you think of All Might's voice?
下手すればトラウマになりかねない
It's fine.
それを乗り越える覚悟を思わないか
I mean, they do a
It-
decent job.
He hits the cadence the same.
Yeah.
責任は取ってくださいよ
I think I like
大丈夫
like that's fairly similar. I think the weakened version, I think
しかし
Sabbath probably does
行くとは驚き
a good job of being like a dejected All Might kind of almost.
轟くんクソサプライズ共犯か
You're right.
私だよ轟少年少し協
I
力
wonder
し
if
て
you
く
were
れない
supposed to know that, or if that was like a big surprise for people who were watching
悪
this.
かったな
Because like I feel like you and I called it pretty much right away.
Yeah.
しかし緑谷君は指を負傷しております
I don't know. Like I don't think it would be hard to watch it and not realize it.
Yeah.
But since we're like literally talking through the whole thing, I think maybe that kind of helps.
Part of it, yeah. All right.
Cool.
You're right though. I think it does set up some cool stuff for season 2. And like what's his name? What's Icy Hot's name?
Shoto.
I wish we would have gotten a little bit more from that flashback.
Yeah, there's not much there. It's you
But
get
it is a nod, right?
yeah, you get Endeavor. You get I guess I can back up and look at it. He was like on the ground, and Endeavor walked into the room.
Well, the connotation I got was that Endeavor knocked him down and
Oh,
was talking to him, being like, you know. No, you're right.
look at yeah, he's definitely outside of the
お前は
Looking in on him taking a break physically.
yeah.
Yeah, it was good. I'm glad there was a little bit of action sequence. I wish we wouldn't have to come up with All Might so fast.
Yeah.
I am curious to hear what his like to compare his voice there and compare his voice outside because we are not as familiar with the voice actor. So if there's an English dub of this, I'd be very interested to hear what he sounded like.
I don't
in
know
that
that there
form.
is. I looked
wouldn't be
for
surprised
it,
if there's
but
not.
yeah, I don't know if they just don't do them for the OVAs or what. But yeah, no, that would be interesting. I don't know if it was supposed to be like a secret that it was All Might. Because, I mean, the way the teachers acted, too, was kind of like... Aizawa was like, oh no, we're injured. And 13 was like, everybody run to the exits. Like,
Yeah.
I think in a dub, that would make it a lot more obvious, too. Like we talked about at the beginning, right? Like, you kind of understand the
true.
cadences and stuff. And so, if they had said the exact same things in kind of a way that makes you go, oh, so they're not actually worried, it would have probably popped out quicker, too. Yeah, it's a cool episode. The fight was cool. I think they used all their budget on the fight, right? Because I think like the beginning, that's why they were still the first
14
minutes
of the episode. It was just them standing. Yeah.
Yeah. But no, it was
or
fun.
The recap.
Yeah, true. I mean, like I said, I really like the way Bakugo is moving now. That's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
So I like seeing more of that always, just because fights are fun and movement in fights is fun. We've seen the first 2 episodes. We know that essentially Endeavor is Shoto's dad, so that wasn't a big surprise to us anymore. Do you have any thoughts about what's going on here? And I guess I'm still looking at the screen where Shoto's in the room.
Yeah, I don't know what we take from that beyond the fact that he doesn't just want to be a good hero and he doesn't want to succeed. He feels the need to live up to his father's legacy. So I think he probably feels the pressure of being the best there. And knowing that Deku is also like doing the same thing for All Might, because you kind of get that vibe that he realizes All Might's in his corner. And so I think that's part of the reason why he sees Deku as someone he needs to beat.
Okay.
Which I think will be interesting.
Yeah, I get that.
And I don't know if I get as much of that from this episode as the ones back there, but I think this kind of adds to that pressure that he feels to live up to his dad's namesake.
Okay.
How about you? This was your first time watching this too, so I'm curious if you had any other thoughts. Because you know things that I don't, so I'm curious if there's anything in here that you saw that you're like, oh, this is interesting.
I've seen like the rest of the show up until the stuff that's premiered recently. I haven't seen season 7, so none of this really, like, this stuff didn't really surprise me because you do get more of Shoto in season 2 than we've gotten
which we already knew that as we started watching season 2.
Right. Like, I can't really comment on this, and there's nothing else that really happened that like foreshadows anything or that I feel like I can make predictions on. It was interesting seeing them do rescue training and like sometimes not be able to use their quirks.
That's what I think about a lot of combat, though. Sometimes some of these quirks are not very well designed for like a one-on-one hand combat, you know?
True.
So it is interesting that there are probably some people whose quirks are explicitly useful in rescue situations.
Yeah, well, I think
it is cool.
Yeah, and that's part of when they introduced 13. They specifically say like 13 the rescue hero, and they talk about how her powers are uniquely suited for rescue, which is weird to me because I would think being able to make black holes would probably make you a good combat one too. But you know, all right. Well, I don't have any other thoughts about this. Do you?
Nope. I'm excited to see what more of season 2 holds.
Yeah, and this was fun watch for me. Like I said, I hadn't seen it. This is one of the few things that I haven't seen yet. So
I was gonna say that'd be. I would love to be able to go, some of the things that I've seen. I would love to be able to go back and like insert something like this in a watch through of a show that I'd never seen before.
Yeah, definitely.
For a show that I'd seen everything else of pretty much. So I'm sure that was kind of a fun experience.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, with that, I think we'll sign off. Thanks for watching Fat Guys React. I'm Fish.
Still Optimal Prime.
And like and subscribe. We'll see you next time.
Yeah. With another episode from season 2.
Yeah.
Your mouth move, damn